Welcome to the eComPress Getting Started training series. This is the fourth and last part of our video training series that will introduce you to eComPress notes and how to collaborate in context with eComPress annotations. eComPress notes are a valuable repository for corporate, shared and personal IP that is permanently stored in context for future reference. The beauty of eComPress notes is that they can be offline, and even though you collaborate using the web or local area network, you do not have to rely on somebody else's server to access them. For today's demonstration, we will again be using the eComPress DITA 1.1 language specification. And the first thing that I'm going to show you today is what exactly are eComPress notes. eComPress notes can be text that you key in, drag and drop, or copy and paste from another application, graphics, files, email and web addresses. You will soon see how these notes create a whole new dimension to your publications. The Notes menu is located on the toolbar and is displayed as a small yellow dog-eared page icon. When I click on this menu, it gives me a number of options. Let's create a note. Firstly, let's highlight the word or words that we want to attach the note to. For today, let's try the heading of concept elements. Then I click on my Note menu, click on New, and for these purposes I'm going to type my new note as Notes Tutorial. Click on OK, and here we are. You can see that a small yellow dog-eared page icon is now visible next to the heading. And as I hover my cursor over the note, the first part of what's in that note is displayed at the bottom of the screen. We've just created a permanent note attached to concept elements. Let's now go ahead and create a more meaningful note. I've done a Wikipedia search here on Darwin Information Typing Architecture, and I really like this summary that it provides on the origin of DITA. I want to make a note of this in my publication for future reference. So I go back to my publication and I want to attach this note to the introduction. So I highlight the heading Introduction. I then go back to my research and then I drag and drop or copy and paste it onto this relevant section in my publication. And here it is, attached to the introduction. The next thing that I want to do is mark where I got this information from. I simply double click on my note, then I click on Actions, I click on New, and a dialog box opens up. I go back to my Wikipedia search, I highlight the URL, I copy it, then I go back to my publication and paste it into the dialog box. I click on OK and I click on Update. I now have a live hyperlink to the website whenever I need to access it or reference it again. I can also add a graphic to my notes using the same process. I have my sample pictures open from My Pictures and I want to attach this Blue Hills picture to this particular note. I simply highlight the picture that I want to attach. I then drag and drop or copy and paste it straight onto the note. It's as easy as that. And when I open up my note, you will see here that the Blue Hills picture is now attached. I click on OK. Now I want to share this note with a colleague. eComPress notes can be readily shared with other users to enable you to collaborate in context. I simply highlight the note by clicking on it, and then I click on the mail envelope icon located on the top right of the toolbar. The note that I have created is now highlighted in blue, and then I click Send. My email client automatically opens up and attaches the note as a secure .ecx file and is ready for me to send to my colleague. And once my colleague receives this note and drags it onto the drag on icon for their publication, the note will be displayed as a green note to indicate it is a shared note received from a third party. To see what this will look like, I will go into my inbox and import a note sent to me by one of my colleagues. Here is a note sent to me by one of my colleagues. I simply grab the note and drag and drop it into my publication. It asks me if I want to open the pad that I've just received. I click on Yes. Now it asks if I want to open the most recent pad, and I click Yes. And here it is in green. The note is now a green dog-eared page icon next to the language specification. At this point, I'll describe what the different coloured notes mean. Personal notes are displayed as a small yellow dog-eared page icon to the left of the text that they are attached to. Shared notes are displayed in green, and notes published on a local or wide area network server are displayed in blue. Blue notes are available to all users of the publication on the network. So let's take a shared note and highlight it and click Share on the Pad menu. This now becomes a network note for all users of this publication on the actual network, and its colour has changed to blue. eComPress notes are secure and do not compromise the content of the publication in any way, shape or form. They only know where they are attached and are stored in My Documents, in the Notes folder, on your PC, or in a file on the server where they can be protected with a password. And here are my ditto notes. And eComPress notes are a permanent repository of your valuable IP and are automatically transcribed in context to new and revised editions of the publication. It is important to recognise that should the publication change and a section be removed so a note does not have a home in the new version, the note will be moved to the heading above its location, or you will be given the option to either delete or move the note. Otherwise, the note will be automatically parked at the beginning of the publication as a red note. You can never lose your notes. eComPress notes are also a great tool for smart bookmarks because you can give them a name and you will always know exactly what it is that you have marked, and you can preface the notes to indicate their relevance or where they have come from. If I ever want to go back to the section that I was working on previously, I just click on Notes, then Open. A dialog box is now opened and an alphabetical listing of all of my notes is displayed. I just click on the one that I want to go to. And you can tag your own notes as well. You can see here that all of my Wikipedia notes are marked as Wiki, making it easy for me to know what they are associated with or where they have come from. You can also have and create multiple notes on one section, and these are identified by two note icons pasted on top of each other. You can see a multiple note here in Specialization Elements. I have two personal notes pasted on top of each other. I could have as many notes as I want in any particular topic. You can also step through your notes by highlighting the note and simply using your up and down arrows on your keyboard to move to the next or previous note. The last thing I want to show you in this tutorial is what we call a notepad. A pad is used to store one or more notes and to share notes. Pads can be accessed by going to the Pad menu on the toolbar. If I click Open, you will see that I have a number of pads. If I open my pad on Wikipedia Notes, you will see that this pad has a number of notes in it. If I want to create a pad myself to keep a group of similar notes together, all I do is click on Pad, then New, and select the notes that I want to include in the pad, and then I click Save As. I'm going to give it a name, and I'm going to call it Study Notes, and then I'm going to click on Save. And there it is. What I have shown you in this tutorial is a brief introduction to eComPress Notes. The eComPress Notes facility extends well beyond this introduction, as there are many other applications for eComPress Notes and how this powerful, easy-to-use tool can enable you to collaborate in context with other users, and their potential is really only limited by your imagination. Thank you for watching this introduction to eComPress Notes and the Collaborate in Context video.